to the division round analysis of for NFL. This is the algorithm Pro Football Analysis. So last week went 6-0 on picking the winners. A really good week. It was a lot of really fun football. Let's get into for the division round. So for the first game, Cincinnati versus Buffalo. And by the way, I'm not doing these in any particular order. So, the line is Buffalo is favored by 5 points. I am taking Cincinnati. It should be a close game. All the metrics are pointed that it should be a close game. If they would have come out with a point spread of Buffalo -3, I might be more inclined to do that. And that's about what the algorithm here is pointing out is the point spread is somewhere. Buffalo is favored to win. And when you look at the correlated point spread, which is this right up here, this, remember, is tied to this number here. So it's just purely a translation. Then when I look at the mean scores, that marries up pretty close to it shows more like about a 3.5 point spread. Okay. And by the way, these numbers here are the 95% confidence intervals from this distribution over here. Okay. And then when I look at the Bayesian correction, is it says, yeah, well, both teams have performed better than what the algorithm had initially called for. And then when adjusted, it says Buffalo by about 3. So when I look at all that and I see the line of Buffalo -5, to me that tells me that the teams are more evenly matched than what the line spread really says. And then there's good reason to look at Cincinnati and Buffalo. Obviously, by the way, when you look down here, that's the reason why the last games here. Obviously, the last time they met is when you had the DeMar Hamlin incident, and so they didn't get to finish that game. But either way, when I saw that last game, those two teams are pretty evenly matched, and so I -5 is kind of a big point spread when I think the team. So then when we go to the run pass charts, it's not hard to see why that they're evenly matched, but there is a slight advantage over here for Buffalo on the running game. Both of these quarterbacks can completely air it out. I would point out that Cincinnati has a harder time protecting their quarterback than what Buffalo does with Josh Allen. But I would also point out then is look at all these interceptions you get here from Buffalo. Meanwhile, Cincinnati's really been able to hold that down a bit. And so when I look at where I think some of that's what it's gonna come down to is it should be a close game. It's going to be which quarterback doesn't make those mistakes, for sure. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. It's going to be fun to watch. We can see over here that both of they're pretty much equal when it comes to the explosiveness. So I think that what we're going to see is who can protect their quarterback, which one of these teams can establish their running game, and which one of these quarterbacks is going to be good with the ball. Right now, the numbers indicate that it's more Joe Burrow, but then again, in last week, I thought Josh Allen just played absolutely horrible. That notwithstanding, it should be a really good game, and I would not be surprised if Buffalo wins, but I don't think they're going to cover the 5. I think San Francisco is going to win. I think they're going to win by more than 3.5. That point spread were closer to 5. That might be more leaning towards Dallas. Let's just go back here for a minute. You look at this. They had this long losing streak here, but then somewhere in the middle, they figured it out and they started winning. And so what that really tells me is making that long, consistent improvement throughout the season. And again, Kansas City is a fantastic team overall. When you look at these green numbers here, as it really reflects it, I do think that Kansas City will win. The The question is do they really cover that point spread or not? I think it'll be a closer game than that. I think Philadelphia wins. I just think it's closer than 7.5. All right. That concludes this week's edition of the algorithm. Wish everyone good luck, and we'll probably do uh, one more episode next week following this weekend.